It's not surprising that many of us want to avoid mistakes and failure. That's the overt and covert message that we get much of the time everywhere in our society. Remember the slogan, failure is not an option? Well, in reality, what is not an option is not failing, not making mistakes. I want to take a little time here to talk about the changing philosophy of how we develop healthy self-esteem, because it's important when we view how we view mistakes and failure. Beginning in the 1960s, it was thought that the way to imbue children with self-esteem was through praise and reward. Although there were some good ideas behind this concept, it became overly simplistic. Everybody gets a gold star. I don't know if you remember, my kids did. Everybody gets a trophy just for showing up. The idea was if you told children often enough how good they were, they would soon feel good about themselves. Guess what? It didn't really work. Because as many psychologists and child development experts now acknowledge, self-esteem comes from feeling competent and resilient, not just from doing well, but from making mistakes and learning, from falling down and getting back up again, and seeing that you can survive it. In fact, if there's one message you take away from here today, it's that making mistakes isn't just okay, it's necessary to learn and grow. And that increasingly, people are becoming aware of this. Just this past weekend in the New York Times Magazine published an article on why stressful situations, such as taking the SATs, seem to make some teenagers perform better and some perform worse. Why some people feel invigorated and thrive when facing new challenges, and others feel scared and threatened. As is usually the case, there's no one answer. But one thing researchers have found is that what makes people feel the most threatened and anxiety-ridden by a stressful situation, and therefore less likely to do well, is the feeling that they can't make any mistakes.